has changed.
Okay.
When the mind has changed, the perception has changed.
That's true.
My perception of the world, of the things around me changes.
Yeah.
So when that perception changes, so I have a new level of perception. The world remain as it is. You will wake up in the morning with the same house, with the same kitchen, with the same thing, with the same relations. But my perception to the world has changed. It is because of the purity of the mind. It is because I rise in awareness. It is because now I see beyond the delusion. So when I see beyond the delusion and foolishness, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. There is a contentment. There is a contentment all the time. So this is through different means, and it is the third eye.
Hmm.
This is the third eye. I have not to. There is no physical third eye. It is not possible.
Yeah.
You see that. So because people did not understand the masses of our great masters, so they said, okay, let it bring down at the primary level, at the basic level. Oh, here is a center, so you have a third eye. Both the eyes also perceive. So when you perceive through the third eye, you are awakened. Now then the people created a story that we have to focus on the third eye. No, you need not to focus. You need to drop the delusion and the foolishness from your mind. The perception will be clear. I have to drop the delusion and and the foolishness from the mind. I have to remove the cataract of attachment by laser surgery. Then you have the right perception. You see, the cataract is a small membrane over the eyes.
Yeah. Right.
They just remove it. So, what happens since our birth, living in the society with a particular culture and the religion and the relations, my mind processes those information without this knowledge and creates a sense of attachment. Then attachment results into delusion, and delusion results into foolishness, and which I claim is right thing to do. So, but that is the cataract. That is the cataract. I have to remove it. We have not changed anything. We have just removed the delusion and the foolishness from our mind. My master used to say we have purely a physical perception. What it means? This is my house, but this is not me. Very clear. Even closer. He or she is my husband or a wife, but I am not, I am not that man or woman. Do you see that? This is
Mhm.
how our physical perception works. Now, this is my refrigerator, this is my car, this is my house, this is my clothes. So whenever we communicate, our mind processes that information and then, okay, this is my house. Yeah, I have a beautiful house. Very good. I have a good house, or I have whatever. I have a good clothes. So I see my perception is divided. Do you see that? Here is I am, and here is an object. Now, now, one example came to my mind, and it's a very interesting how this attachment takes place before the delusion.
Oh,
So I get married. Okay, now I'm a husband. Very good. That is okay. I'm a husband, and the another that woman is the wife. Now you see how the attachment develops. So how the attachment before the marriage, I am not related to my wife parents. The moment I got married, I'm now related. I'm related to my wife siblings and my wife friends and everyone. Though there is a millions of relationship. That is what happens in attachment. It happens by default. It happens habitually. It happens in ignorance. Oh, yes. Uh, my wife's sister is also related to me. My parents, yeah, her parents are related to me. And there is a whole world is created around me. Now see where the attachment is working subconsciously, unconsciously, instinctively, impulsively. This is my home. Encroaching this area is illegal. This is my home. You see that? Now I've added area. I have added patio. I have added front yard. Oh, what should I do? I'm pissed off. My drainage system is not working. You see, relationship. One home, millions of problems. No.
okay.
You see that? That is attachment that I get annoyed, I get agitated. What should I do? It is not working. But without working, I cannot do. I'm talking of something that is little far away. Come to the body. This is my body. Today I have problem in the eyes. Tomorrow I have problem in the mind. Day after tomorrow I have problem in the teeth. Third day, oh no, I have digestion problem. No, I didn't get the sleep. You see the attachment, and we forget our real nature in attachment.
Mm.
I told you that what is the first level of perception? Think of this. What is the first level of perception? That this is my house. The moment I say this is my house, I'm related to millions of things in the house by default.
Mhm.
By default. Oh, washroom is working fine, kitchen is working fine, bedroom is there, living room is there. Oh, do I have a board to close the door? From small to the big thing, I get associated by default. It is necessary evil. It is necessary, but still it is evil.
Mhm.
The same way, when I say this is my body, unnecessary evil comes. Today I'm not getting a okay, you didn't get a sleep after in the evening you will get a sleep. Don't worry. Why you get into anxiety? Where is the reason? This is the way the life is. Can you buy a house which will remain perfect without any disturbances forever? Not
Mhm.
possible. The body is constantly changing. So when I accept the body is constantly changing, so indigestion is a change, cataract is a change. Do you see that? So this is the first level of perception. Second level of perception begins at the individual level. Individual means the mind. Mind says, I'm an individual. Body does not say, I'm an individual.
Mhm.
When I say, mind says, here is my right hand. The right hand doesn't say, I know what you are saying. Here is my right hand. It is the mind, the I thought, which is saying, here is my right hand. But the right hand is not conscious. Right hand doesn't say, I know what you are saying, crazy guy. So that is the first level of perception. But all this attachment and association is built by the mind, built upon the ignorance. So that individual is nothing but the mind. That I thought is the mind. Problem is that this I thought is claimed as I am. So because of the ignorance, there is a delusion. What is that delusion? The I thought is claimed as I am. That I am appears, but it is not there. That is what I have been talking about delusion. The water in the mirage appears, it is not there. The highway is running behind when I'm driving, it is not there. So many people say that, I see through my eyes. Come on. You can see through your eyes, you can hear through your ears, and still it cannot be real. You have to investigate. If you don't investigate, you will fall trap into the delusion. You will fall trap into the delusion. But that delusion and attachment lives in the mind. That that illusion and delusion lives in the mind. We have to investigate. If we don't investigate, how you investigate? By thinking. How you understand the delusion? Oh, there is a water I see, but it is a mirage. So I create another thought. Oh, it's a mirage, it's a desert. So this phenomena may be because of the sunlight in the sand. Now I'm processing the information. I don't take that information for granted. That is the process of investigation, contemplation, and reflection, the word that I'm using. And when you use that, oh, then what happens to the highway that is running? You have another thought. No, it is a delusion. But still, I continue to see it. There is another great delusion. The sky is blue. The sky is not blue. It is a phenomenon. The sky is also, the blueness of the sky is also a delusion. Now, if we move to the third eye perception or the right perception, third eye is nothing but the right perception, right and proper perception. And in the right perception about myself, about my life, there is no reason to be in anxious reaction, anger, hesitation at all. Now, see that this false perception or the delusion depends on the real. If there is no real, there cannot be any delusion. You cannot create anything out of nothing. That is also the scientific principle. So we also agree to that. After all, there is a sunlight and a sand. That is why I see the mirage water. There is a highway and my eyes are perceiving. That is why I see the highway is running. So highway is false. Running highway is false. The sky is there. That on the sky there appears the blueness. That is false. Sky is not false. Can I extend it to daily life anxiety? Anxiety is false, and the and the thing on which the anxiety depends on is the real. So I can only separate in my mind through investigation, through contemplation and reflection. Then one master says, "You are not worthy of suffering. Why you are suffering?" Do you see his statement? You are not worthy of suffering. Why? You are not your anxiety. How come? Like, you are not the mirage water. You are not the running highway. You are not the blueness of the sky. But why you say that? They do not exist. They exist in my delusion and foolishness. Do you see that? They exist. So it means my anxiety, my reaction, my hesitation exist in delusion and foolishness, in ignorance, in knowledge. They do not exist.
Yeah.
That needs to be, you hold on to this thought that I have an anxiety, or it exists in delusion and foolishness. Let me investigate. It is gone. So in ignorance, delusion and foolishness exist. Because they exist, it results into suffering, it results into problem, it results into anxiety, it results into duality. But in knowledge, they do not exist.
Mhm.
So in knowledge in the mind, while driving on the highway, still you see the highway is running. They will continue to exist, appears to exist. A snake comes, so you have a reflex action. That will continue to exist. But internally, you are calm. There is no sense of anxiety because you investigate, you reflected it. Oh, let me know how to save myself from there. Finished. Think. That is the third eye. That is the right perception. So when I recognize, when I consciously experience, when I live into that state of consciousness, which is also referred to as a choiceless awareness, that is the third eye. It has nothing to do with the physical entity. That is an awakened state. Where is an awakened state? My mind enjoys, and it says, "You are not worthy of suffering, my friend." Now the mind is purified. Mind lives into the heightened state of awareness. It does not repeat. You have a non-verbal awareness. Oh, body has a pain, but I'm not the body. I am heart. That heart is coming from the mind. The I thought. I cannot be hurt. I'm hurt because of attachment, because of likes and dislikes, because of expectations. So now that is why Master has created the five types of foolishness. And we are constantly driven by these five types of foolishness. Every day, by default, by habit. But when we investigate, that is the liberate model. When we investigate, I have expanded this, I have created this liberate model from the verse which says only the five things. You continue to listen and learn, contemplate, and reflect. Just by listening, learning, contemplation, and reflection, you will discover that how my mind is causing the delusion and attachment. So you get rid of the attachment. By constant, so you are still continuing the journey. So your attachment drops. Because your attachment drops, the third layer is that you get freedom from the delusion now. Now you continue the journey from freedom from the delusion. Now, why the delusion and attachment is there? Let me make a simplify it. I'm asking a question that why my mind is attracting unwanted thoughts, feeling, and emotions. The simple answer, it is because of the attachment and delusion. So now I investigated, I am free from the attachment, I am free from the delusion, my mind is already steady. What do you mean by a steady mind? Naturally steady mind. You wake up in the morning and you have an urge to go to the washroom, you go there, finish, you have an urge to take a cup of coffee. So you have one thought after the other thought, which does not have an element of an attachment. The whole day passes peacefully. So when we say my mind is wandering, when we say my mind is distracted, when I say I'm into anxiety and stress, I'm not worthy of suffering, that is the highest level. But it is happening because of my attachment and delusion. And that attachment and delusion must have an object. And that object belongs to the world, that does not belong to me. It may be house, it may be my brother, it may be my son, it may be my daughter, it may be my body. You see, so the mind accumulates trillions of thoughts, feeling, and emotions of attachment and delusion. That is why my mind is constantly wandering, distracted, getting agitated. So the another last level is the foolishness. See that. So the master simply says, Satsang means listening, learning, investigation. The constant investigation, consistent working on the mind results into a detachment. From the detachment, you can see that there is a freedom from the delusion. Delusion is highways running behind me when I'm driving a car. It is happening because I'm attached to the movement of the highways, which is not real. I'm attached to the water in the mirrors. I'm attached to the blueness of the sky. I'm attached to the body, that I'm the body. You see, there are many layers of attachment and delusion, not only in the external world, but also with reference to the body. One guy told me in a following session, I had an acute headache that is why I did not attend the session. I said, you had an headache, you must have attended the session to get rid of the headache. You are living in a great delusion. Why? Why, he said. I said, headache does not exist. No, but I experience it. I said, you also experience the water in the mirage, the blueness in the sky. The highway is running behind you. Don't you experience? That is not your experience? Yes, it is my experience. Are they real? No, they are not real. By the analogy, how your headache can be real. He said, that makes some sense. I said, no, that only makes a sense. The rest is nonsense. How? I said, your headache is one thing and listening to me is totally another. Is it not? Can't you listen when you have a headache or when you have pain in the knees or when you have some discomfort? Or if it will be half-hearted listening. After all, it is a listening. So you are listening to the right knowledge. You are investigating. So during that investigation, if you become aware that I'm not the body, you separate your headache from the body, from yourself. That separation in the mind will bring an end to the suffering and take care of the headache. Whatever you have a pain in the head, so whatever medication you take it. The suffering, why I'm explaining this, that suffering is caused by the attachment and delusion. Philip is not living with you, living independently, living his own life. But still, I feel too much. So that very feeling in me, the person is too far, is the suffering caused by the mind because of attachment and delusion. Did you get it?
Mhm. Yeah.
The society says you have to express your suffering. That is how you are related. Is there no other way to express your relationship? Only by suffering? We have a big face, my dad is suffering, so much. Oh, that is why you are suffering. His body is your body. So you have taken his suffering. Really? Are you joking? So the suffering and pain are two different things.
Mm.
Suffering is purely mental and emotional. Mental, emotional, impulsive, comes from the impulsive, instinctual. So I have to investigate that part which is caused by the attachment, results into delusion. By the self-inquiry, I get rid of the attachment, I get rid of the delusion. Mind is free now. Now, in that calmer state of the mind, now I address the pain and the suffering of my near and dear ones. Yes, that is our human nature. The real human nature is to support, is to help others. A foolish friend will cause you more harm than an intelligent enemy. There is a proverb, I don't remember, but I have translated. So my own foolish mind will cause more harm to me
Mhm.
than anyone else in the world. And that foolish mind, you wake up in the morning, I'm doing right, and I'm reacting. I don't feel like my mood is upset. Why mood is upset? Because it's a bad morning. Why it's a bad morning? The sun is rising from the west. I don't investigate. Day before yesterday, I woke up and then I sat down and then I wanted to stand up. So my mind reminded me, it was total awareness. My mind reminded me, body is aging, come on. You have to wake up, you have to stand up. Uh, Not like what you were doing when you were 20s and 30s. It has to be done calmly. Now you get worried about it. No, I cannot stand up like this, so this is not fair. My body has a problem. So that part is mental. Let me accept, and then let me see that what care I can take. Finished. So you see the investigation, freedom from attachment, freedom from the delusion. After the master says, you need not to control, redirect your mind. Your mind is already steady. There's a natural state of steadiness of the mind. That is what the Liberate acronym is. I have created different, I have further expanded it. So now, what the master says, if you continue consistently maintaining that natural state of the mind, consistently, it results into awakening. Now the mind realizes everywhere there is a calmness. When there is no calmness, there is an attachment and delusion. So let me get rid of it. Your mind becomes so pure, it lives into the heightened state of awareness. It lives into choiceless awareness. Even when I have a pain in the body, yes. Even there is some incident takes place in my relationship, yes. Because now you have recognized that I'm not worthy of suffering. There is some entity. That consciousness cannot be destroyed, cannot suffer. My mind suffers, but the consciousness does not suffer. Oh. You see, the master only in one verse, he summarized the entire teaching. But because our mind is subjected, heavily conditioned by the society, by the culture, by the religion, huh? It's such a heavy conditioning since our birth. So I get rid of one attachment, the second attachment comes. I get rid of one delusion, the second delusion comes. Everything is fine, but you insulted me. That is not good. 5 types of foolishness. So I stick to one thing. I paid you so much, I helped you so much, and you are insulting me. What is the delusion in that? Oh, you paid him with a guarantee that he should not insult you. Did you have a contract agreement? Did you have some contract that, you should not insult me because I'm helping you? When you helped someone, you helped out of compassion, out of love, out of care. And you do not have a control of his foolishness, how he is going to react and respond. So be free. Thank you for insulting me. I have learned a lesson. Third eye. Third eye. You recognize, you realize days after days that some entity inside is not influenced, not dictated by anything in the world, any relationship. That is known as the freedom. The word nirvana in Buddhism is used for that. Patanjali Yoga Sutra uses the word kaivalya. Kaivalya means that you recognize that consciousness is all pervading. There is not two. If there is a two, then only there is an attachment, which will result into delusion. Now you don't see two or more than two. Why we see two and more than two? Because I am the body and I am the mind. What it is? Because I see there is definitely a water in the mirage. The highway is surely running. There is a blueness of the sky. So I live continuously in delusion and attachment, and which causes the foolishness. I start living, thinking, and speaking out of the foolishness. I continue to suffer. Fact and the real truth is that I'm not worthy of suffering. And that is why this liberate principle, I explained from the original verse. Uh, Now, once I have understood this, then the master says, pick up any Shanti mantra every day in the morning. And because you already know the liberate principle, and you start investigation, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, or you simply remember in English, let everyone be happy, investigate. Why this statement, let everyone be happy? So on the first day, you find out, you discover, is the ant, elephant, tiger, monkey, you, me, everyone is seeking happiness in the world? Yes. But why they are seeking happiness? Why I am also seeking happiness? It indicates that happiness is our nature. Happiness is in the ant, happiness is in the elephant, happiness is in the tiger, happiness is in the mosquito, who enjoys biting us and sucking our blood, searching happiness. It is a different thing that we get infected by malaria. Everyone is searching happiness. So through the investigation, common factor is happiness. Common factor is not anxiety, anger, hesitation, fight. You see, common factor. So if the common factor is happiness, it means happiness is my essential nature. And because I'm a human being, it is worth discovering if I am of the nature of happiness or not. I'm not saying that just take it for granted, like religion, cult, and dogma. Our master says, no, investigate. You are of the nature of happiness. Whether you say awakening, third eye, or choiceless awareness, in that choiceless awareness, you experience that you are of the nature of happiness. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya. Oh, I have a headache, recurrent headache. I have to go to the doctor. Doctor says everything is okay. Headache is gone. So we all are seeking the state of the well-being, unconsciously, habitually, instinctively, but I have to bring it on the surface. That sense of well-being, wellness plus being. We have to discover, we have to investigate. We are going to investigate. Well-being means wellness at the physical and the mental and the emotional level. That is wellness. But being is my real nature. Being which does not change. That is why we say well-being.
Yeah.
No, we say well-being. So it means whether it is my body, the body of a tiger, body of an ant or elephant, you, me, he, she, it, they are constantly changing. I have to repair and maintain. But this is not me. So I have to repair and maintain one thing, but also an awareness that this is not me. Okay. So why I say this is not me, because it will get rid me of the attachment and the delusion and the foolishness. Repair and maintain. Yes, I should be mindful of taking care of the body as long as it is with me. As long as it is with me, my car, my computer. It's a fact. So we have to do some shantis. The second line, third line is Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve, let everyone be blessed. So blessing and the grace should fall upon each and every being in this universe. But know how that grace and the blessing is given to me today. I'm alive. Is it not a grace and blessing? I don't see what is constantly given to me. I want to see where I am attached and deluded. See that. See the message of the Master. The Master simply says, let everyone be blessed. But I wake up in the morning and I'm conscious. It's a grace.
Mhm.
Who knows? I'm sleeping and gone. But I'm alive. I'm talking to you. It is not a grace and the blessing. My mind is not insane. It is not a blessing. Think, investigate. I'm breathing. It is not a blessing. I'm able to eat the food and bless. Because of the blessing, the digestion takes place. I don't digest the food. Come on. Do you ever say, okay, I have eaten the food, don't disturb me. I'm digesting the food. You don't say it. Is it not a blessing? Think. We are blessed at every moment in our life. Because when we died, who knows there is a blessing or not? Can I live into that state of awareness? That state of awareness drops and dissolves and destroys your attachment and delusion. You live from moment to moment. That is the message given in this mm, line. And the last line, every day in the morning, first thing that you wake up in the morning and you do that, it becomes a great meditation. And the fourth line is, Ma kaschid dukha bhag bhave. Let no one suffer from misery in this world. Oh, can I bless everyone in the world that said that they should not suffer? No, this sentence is for your own mind, which is obsessed with the anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, which constantly claims that I am worthy of suffering. So when you are saying that let suffering should not be there in the world, you are addressing your mind. How can I bring an end to the suffering of every 8 billion people? But it helps me. So I say, let Philip be blessed to have a long life, to be in the state of well-being. Let Jack be happy. So you just start thinking in that way. So the more you contemplate and reflect, let my neighbor be happy. That is why in the Bible, we have those. So it is the message to bring about a change in our mind, mental perception. I have to drop the first eye and the second I have to enter into the third. We take it as a surface value. When we don't study, when we don't investigate, then we realize how it is possible, we start challenging. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, Om Shanti, the first Shanti is to the known world outside, whatever I know. Second Shanti is to the unknown world, what unknown world has in its womb, I don't know. So, I will address every event that is taking place in my life with Shanti, with calmness, with peace. Why? Third Shanti. What is third Shanti? Peace is my essential nature. See that? That is the message masters give. We can take it as just as on a surface value, then we don't understand. So what the masters have done, they have developed many Shanti mantras, four-liners, verse, and that gives the entire message of Eastern wisdom. So there are higher seekers who absorb this message, they reach there. Those who do not, so then there is a further explanation. But that explanation has been given in variety of ways. You have an analytical mind, follow this text. You have an emotional mind, follow this text. You have mixture, follow the next one. They have discovered the principles, the process, and the methodology for that. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So you see that very fundamental principle, the process we have to follow is what I have explained. Then we have done the one Shanti mantra every day in the morning. So what will happen after a few weeks and a month? Your mind is constantly singing that tune. Let everyone be happy, let everyone be blessed, let no one suffer in the suffer. So when the that mind will not attract anxiety, reaction, duality. Why? Because attachment and delusion are gone. So that is our first verse from this text. Now, first verse from the text has 4 lines. Recognize and realize the real self of the nature of unconditional love. That is unconditional love. That is the first line. Then the master becomes little serious and tough. Then he says, why don't you start the process, oh foolish? So he is addressing all of us as a foolishness. I have explained you the 5 types of foolishness. So message in the third line is a little harsh to make us aware. Sometimes we speak loudly to draw the attention of the people. So third line, he is very harsh. What will happen when the appointed time of the death comes? Do you know when the death will come? No, I don't know. So it is unpredictable. So the master is taunting us to teach us that when the appointed time of the death comes, there is no remedy. So in the fourth line, the master says, the essence of that, I'm explaining you how many times I had anxiety, maybe million times, reaction million times. I acted out of attachment and delusion maybe million times. So altogether becomes 50 million times until today. And I continue to live my life with anxiety, duality, conflict, anxiety, anger. How long? What will happen when the appointed time of the death comes? So it means your whole life is the way you lived your life is all about your anxiety, stress, suffering, duality, and a conflict. We have completed the first verse now.
Oh, the first
We
verse,
will,
many.
yeah, the first verse I just explained, and then we will pick up the second verse. We will pick up the second verse.
Okay.
So, these verses are explained in a different way. So they are the zip file. We have to open the zip file. Then only it works. So I am inspired by your writing, so I thought better to talk about this and wait